Hi, everyone, and welcome to Rural Roots, A Road Less Travel, a podcast by North Country Healthcare.
We're your hosts. I'm Gavin Cook.
And I'm Ren Anderson, and we're so glad you're here. Gavin, we have Tonya St here with us today. You want to handle introductions?
Sure thing. Tonya St here is our System Director of HR, my leader. Tonya, thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to do
Well,
this.
great. I knew you would be. And I think to just get things started, obviously, I know a lot about you and what you do, but I'd love for you to give, everybody a brief intro.
Sure. I came to HR not that long ago, actually. In the scheme of things, I was in banking for about 15 years prior to my arrival in HR and realized that I had two young kids who were just getting ready to start high school. And so I couldn't really fathom the idea of asking them to move away to be able to advance my career. So I thought about the things that I really enjoyed, and people are one of them. And so I decided that I would apply for a position and within HR and was able to secure that. And here I am, probably 7 or 8 years later doing HR.
Awesome. And why North Country Healthcare? What drew you to North Country Healthcare?
Well, it was honestly a growth opportunity. Again, I had been in banking and then I had taken on a couple of other different positions. But there's something about the mission within healthcare that really drives me. It's really satisfying. There is so much to do on a daily basis. I can't imagine being in HR in any other industry, just because this is a 24/7, 365 operation. And so we really are very lucky in that we get to try new things and provide new opportunities. And so I can't imagine doing HR anywhere else.
It's awesome.
Wonderful. Well, jumping right into the thick of it here, I think something that goes kind of untalked about a little bit or unspoken, especially across our system, is what HR does and what our human resources staff do. So, can you speak to that piece a little bit about what our team does?
Absolutely. So our team, I don't think that a lot of people even understand probably what HR does, other than maybe, oh, I had a baby and utilized FMLA, but they probably don't realize the full gamut of all that we do. We have now 15 HR professionals within the system, ranging from recruitment to employee health, which is a new position that we implemented, which has been a huge success, in my opinion, allowing people to come back to work after having had surgery or maybe had fallen and had a workers' comp claim. They're able to help us make decisions that are better informed for our employees to allow them to return to work safely. Additionally, we do all of the compensation for the system: job titles, job descriptions, how we are going to help develop our staff, how we develop our leadership team. And really, we're the culture drivers of the organization, along with our senior team and our middle managers, who are honestly the real culture drivers, right? We can help teach and foster and develop those individuals, but they're really the people who are creating the culture that we are as NCH.
And I think that there's a bit of a stigma or taboo sometimes when you get pulled into a HR conversation. Can you talk and kind of debunk that myth a little bit, around what role does HR play in discipline, and should you be nervous if you get a call to go to Tanya's office?
Yeah, that's definitely something I've been trying to debunk ever since I started my career in HR. I don't bite. And I really love to have conversations with people. I would rather provide an educational opportunity. There's nothing more that than I hate to have a termination occur in my office, which it has certainly occurred. But I would love opportunities to prove that HR is much more than just a firing department. We are much, much more than that. And so you should actually look forward to opportunities to having conversations with HR, because there's so many facets that we cover, and it may be an opportunity for you to have a voice within the team. So, for example, we recently created a team of leaders and employees who are creating our employee annual evaluation. This will provide buy-in by both management and staff level employees about how the process works, what the evaluation looks like, and that way we have just a lot more interaction, and hopefully people will actually utilize the tool in which it's designed. It's to help you map out the next year potentially, and then to look back on the previous year.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
Exciting
absolutely.
work.
Yeah, for sure.
I think something you kind of touched on a little bit there relates to culture and what we're trying to do at NCH with our recent initiatives we've talked about with our one team, one mission. Can you speak a little bit about how HR kind of is a key role in that piece and how we can help build and support the staff and where we go from here?
Yeah, so recently our employee experience team created ways in which employees will a peer-to-peer recognition program, so to speak, and we don't really have one that's established for the system. Each individual affiliate probably has something, but it's not consistent across the board. And our team has been tasked with creating some peer-to-peer recognition program that would be for everybody. We probably had some affiliates who didn't have a very robust peer-to-peer program. However, we want to make sure that every person in the organization is feeling recognized for the work that they're contributing to, because it's the work that they're doing is instrumental and necessary for us to be successful within our organization.
Tonya, I want to back up a little bit because some of our listeners might not be familiar with what One Team, One Mission is and the
Sure.
patient experience team. I know you sit on that steering committee and you're one of our champions for this program. You want to talk about it a little bit? I know you get very excited about it.
I do. So the One Team, One Mission initiative is really to help combine our cultures. Currently, we have at least 5 cultures within the system, and we really want our patients to feel the same type of way when they're walking into any of our facilities. And that includes our employees. So, when employees are fully engaged and are feeling satisfied with the work that they're doing, and we're all working towards the same mission, they're going to give probably that same flavor across the board. We expect that each entity is going to still have their own anomalies, but overall, we really want to have a very similar feeling culture, so that when employees go from one affiliate to the next, whether they're transferring completely or just picking up an extra shift to help out an affiliate, that they really know, what kind of culture they're walking into. And it's a positive experience. So we have a patient experience team who really focuses on the patient's experience. And then from my perspective, I'm a real champion for the employee experience, wanting to make sure that employees feel that no matter what location they're at, they're getting the same sort of treatment, whether it's from a compensation perspective or that the managers are all treating the employees the same way. And so it's a really exciting experience. We're still in the very early stages of rolling out this mission, but I'm very hopeful that as we continue to move forward, that this will be something that will be looked upon years down the road, that this was that turning point on where 4 organizations came together. And I say 4 because we have 3 hospitals and 1 home health agency, but then also NCH, and that's why I've referred to 5 cultures, really kind of melded into one and kind of saw each other, not necessarily as either an adversary, but more along the lines of us being one team.
And the NCH mission is really to provide those resources for our hospitals and all of our affiliates, and make sure that the employees feel supported so they can serve patients. And I
Exactly.
think the one team, one mission work really helps define that. So I really appreciate all the support that you're lending to it.
Absolutely. I'm proud to be part of that.
Now,
Uh,
oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
I just wanted to talk about one other thing that I was really proud about
Yeah.
as far as a recent initiative. And it was largely in part of with Gavin. Gavin took part in this, he took the lead on this project. And it's just one more thing that I feel really enhances who NCH is and the things that we pride ourselves on. So we were recently designated as a recovery friendly workplace.
Yay.
And it's amazing. Gavin, I don't take any of the credit. It's just, I get to be the one that talks about it, but Gavin did all of the hard work. So I have a few pieces of information that I wanted to bring forth, but I didn't have memorized. So the National Safety Council reports that more than 70% of individuals with a substance use disorder are employed. So that means those who are silently struggling or courageously working through recovery are already part of our workforce.
Mm.
By having a recovery friendly workplace, employees in recovery miss 13.7 fewer days per year compared to those with untreated substance disorders. Additionally, we're saving as an organization probably $8,500 annually through improved productivity, lower turnover, and reduced healthcare costs because we're really focusing on those employees. And in addition to that, workplaces that support recovery see an average of 23% reduction in turnover,
Wow.
reflecting greater employee loyalty and engagement. So what does that mean for NCH? It means we're going to improve staff retention, lower costs, and increase morale, while also staying true to our identity as a healing institution. It means we demonstrate leadership not just in clinical care, but how we support our own. We're in the business of hope, of healing, and of second chances. And becoming a recovery friendly workplace allows us to embody those values, not just for our patients, but for our team members as well.
Mm.
So, what are we going to do next? Gavin and I are going to work on adopting a recovery friendly workplace policy. We just, as I had said, I think it was last week that we received our designation. So we're going to really outline what our commitment and to supporting the recovery and reducing the stigma. We plan to train supervisors, HR staff, and managers on identifying signs of substance use and having compassionate conversations, and as well as making referrals. We plan to encourage leadership to model non-judgmental attitudes and open support of recovery initiatives. And we'll offer education for all staff on substance use disorder, the recovery process, and how to support recovery in general.
Mm.
We also have an employee assistance program that offers counseling, recovery coaching, and crisis support as well. And then we'll ensure that all lounge areas have information available. And then longer term, we'd like to work with our employee health team to establish a wellness program that will tie in nicely with this initiative. But by adopting the recovery friendly workplace, we're not just strengthening our workforce, we're making a powerful statement that says that we believe in recovery and that we support it.
I'm so excited to be part of a recovery friendly workplace. It's an issue that's hit very, very close to home for me. And I'm getting teary just thinking about the opportunities that my loved ones didn't have when they were really struggling with their recovery process. And just having an employer that's ready to not only step in and support those folks, but also be the model for all of Coas and Grafton County. It's really remarkable. Thank you,
It really
Gavin
is.
and Tonya, for
Yes,
that work.
absolutely. Credit goes to Gavin for sure. So thank you.
Yeah, it certainly feels nice. I've gotten a lot of feedback just since we made the announcement to all of our staff in the community, and it is a good feeling, but I can't champion it. At the end of the day, it comes down to this is just another reason for our own employees to refer people here, not only to work for us, but also for their care, which I think speaks volumes. And kind of tying that into this next question, which is rather smooth. But living in these communities that most of us work in as well, what do you think makes it so unique doing so, or what makes our system so unique relating to that?
Yeah, we definitely have some unique qualities, including how remote we are. It's difficult to recruit for those really specialized positions. So we definitely have a smaller talent pool to choose from. We have a less amenities to choose from. And the appeal for people is really they want to live here and work here versus, an urban area that will probably have multiple hospitals. The other piece about it is in Coas County, we're pretty much it for hospital care. So we have other facilities within the region, but they wouldn't be hospital-based healthcare. So we kind of have the whole Coas and even part of Grafton County. As far as supporting the team members here, folks tend to have a broader scope of practice because we have less, so it makes it unique. They're not just sticking to one particular niche thing that they might be good at. They're going to have a lot more broader scope of talent. So ways that we can help with that is to offer professional development opportunities, and then also, really reinforcing our mission-driven work that people are really passionate about.
And what
So,
what sort of benefits do you offer to? I know you mentioned professional development, but how do you really help providers and our staff stay at the top of their skill set so they are ready and able to provide that rural support?
yeah, so we have multiple ways that folks can go and get additional development. Whether it's through folks can take our advantage of our tuition reimbursement program where they can go and further educate themselves within a degree program. But we also are really focused on trying to make sure, our medical assistance, for example, is just one program where folks can come in with very little experience as a medical assistant and really work through the certification process right here on site versus having to actually go through a certification program off site. And that's really important. We're also going to be looking at the same type of program for our LNAs. Is there a way for us to make that happen? As far as providers are concerned, we partner with other hospitals such as Dartmouth, where we would send them to have opportunities that they wouldn't frequent here, but still need that skill set. In addition to that, our birthing center at Androscoggin Valley Hospital, they take advantage of utilizing nursing within other local facilities, such as Dartmouth, where they birth many more babies than we do. But we have been very lucky in having a leader in that department who has really focused on making sure that her team has been set up for success.
Tonya, it's been such a pleasure to have you here on Rural Roots today. Is there anything else that you would like to tell listeners about working at North Country Healthcare?
Our offices are an open door, and we really want our employees to feel like they can come to HR for any service that they may need. We'll point them in the right direction.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you so much,
Yeah.
Tonya.
I really appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, Ren, that was a great episode with Tonya. I love
Yeah.
having, not only my one-on-ones with her, but just any discussion with her usually leads to some new form of knowledge. She brings a lot of great insight about HR and that background.
Yeah, I've always loved how Tanya embraces a new idea and concept and really gets excited, probably excited enough for all of us, and then helps bring us along as a champion. So she's a
Absolutely.
wonderful guest.
Absolutely. Well, moving into our next episode and a little intro, we will have Bernie Adams with us. I'll let you do a little intro for him.
Yeah, Bernie Adams is our Chief Quality Officer, and we're so excited to have him on. He and his team are a continuous improvement team, always making sure that we're looking at the metrics, we're looking for those patterns, and then we're improving the care that we give. He, along with a co-champion and a pretty dedicated committee are helping transform North Country Healthcare to a high reliability organization. So really looking forward to speaking with Bernie and getting down and dirty into quality with him.
I am too. I am too. I've worked with on a couple projects with him, and it's been nothing but positive. So very
Yeah,
much looking forward to that.
absolutely. All right. Well, until then, I'm Ren.
And I'm Gavin, and this is Rural Roots, a road less traveled.